Good afternoon, it's James from Advanced In Car. Well, you should know that because you're watching an Advanced In Car video. So we are showcasing the new INE-F for Foxtrot 904, which is the Halo 9 with navigation. And because we're an Alpine Excellence dealer, this now means that if it's supplied and fitted down here in Poole in Dorset, you get 2 years warranty. Note the custom splash screen, you don't get this from Alpine or anyone else. We have done this ourselves, or Tim upstairs has done this just to make it a little bit more snazzy. So, let's just turn the volume down. Not much different in terms of cosmetics, aesthetics.
At the end of the road, turn left.
Just turning down the nav guidance. So you can see there, just before while I was talking, you can turn the volume down for the radio, but whilst she is talking to you, as in she, the sat-nav, you can turn her volume down too, which was quite cool. We've coded the vehicle for navigation, even though the vehicle didn't even come to us with nav. And on the central instrument cluster here, you've got your compass heading, which is quite cool, which will give you turn-by-turn notifications or directions. And at the moment, we are sat in our workshop because it's pretty dark and dingy outside. So the INE-F904, the very latest in the 9-inch systems, floating dashboard. This particular customer doesn't want much of the storage pocket on show, and we have done a bespoke installation of the USB in this little pocket here. Not everybody wants the USB on show because actually the T6 USB retention is in the glove box. But this customer said, look, it's too far away, I don't want it, I want it nice and neat and handy. So we've gone for a nice neat installation in here rather than doing the retention. So we can just shut the flap and away we go. So going back through the normal features and functions, FM radio, DAB, Bluetooth audio, CarPlay. There's no reversing camera in this vehicle, but this customer has used us before for under-seat subwoofer, Alpine R-Line component speakers with the tweeters all hidden in factory locations. And what we've done today is we have removed the PWE S8. Be quiet. So what we've done is we've removed the Alpine subwoofer controller like this, and we have fitted RCA leads all the way up to the head unit, so that now when you're playing some audio, for instance, let's go down from here, let's go on to, so when you scroll down from the top, we can choose subwoofer level, and you can control it all through the head unit, which is much better than having this, so that's now useless. Okay, so all the bits and pieces, if it's built into a vehicle like this, you're going to get climate control, heated seats, fan, blower speed, temperature, if you have the correct climate control for this. Sadly, on this vehicle, it's the spec one below, so it doesn't have it, but it's there as a feature. Parking sensors as well. This vehicle has front and rear factory parking sensors, so you'll get notification up on here, which you can turn on or turn off as you wish. Car settings. So because it's talking through CAN bus through to the car, you've got a few extra bits and pieces, trip facility and other bits and pieces. We've also got, I don't know if Tim can show you, but on the instrument cluster, going back to what I said about the turn by turn and how many yards it is before you need to make that turn, which is really cool, and you can just scroll through as you would normally. So at the moment we've got our audio display, which is we're on radio 2, and then you've got your navigation, so telephone will be missing. We haven't actually paired a phone up to it yet, so there's a possibility on the newer models you might get telephone. So a few extra features that you're never going to get off the trip computer on these: turbo pressure, oil temperature, fuel level in litres, which is quite handy, and battery voltage is incorrect because if it was 11.9 I doubt we'd be able to start it. Anyway, regardless, so let's go into settings. Settings for pre-ignition, so that when you unlock your vehicle the unit will power up and stay on, and also when you take your key out of the ignition it doesn't need that key to give it power to work. I find it quite annoying, so we turn it off. Now, eagle-eyed, those of you that are eagle-eyed, and we have done a video similar to this before with the F904, but the other model for the camper van motorhome, is this has new software on here, because that was something that they missed out and it was frustrating. So now you've got quick access to your telephone. We haven't paired a phone up yet, so we can easily do that, but I don't want to bore you to tears. And you can have 5 devices paired for phone and music, which is quite cool. Let's just go back to the main screen. And when you're in the main screen, you've also got quick access to your volume control. So we've got subwoofer on. This particular T6 has got rear speakers fitted because it's had a slight conversion, and that's why we've got those activated on there, and the balance is set to center. Okay, so let's just run through quickly. Navigation. Obviously you won't get this if it's not an INE, because it's not got nav built in, and that's what makes this new one a little bit more special, although it is of course more expensive because it's got the database on here and the hardware software. So you can change the way that you see and view the display on here. Nice, clean, bright display with the TomTom mapping. Now, TomTom mapping, 3 years updates, free updates as well, and that helps you towards making sure that your sat nav and your mapping stuff is up to date. So apart from the sat nav, and I won't go into great detail on here, but you've got destination is 7 minutes away, what time you're going to arrive, and how many miles. You can zoom in or out, and we're currently on night mode at the moment. It's quite dark in here. You can change your view of your mapping from the old to then 3D, which is the most obvious one. So as far as that, we've got voice control, which is done through Siri. This particular customer didn't want a microphone on show, so we have fitted it in the interior roof panel in the place of the factory one. So let's just go back out of here and let's plug in my phone. So not using the Apple lead, but just using the customer's lead here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to unlock my phone. That's fine. So click allow because it's not been used on there. You just noticed up on the screen here we've now got another shortcut, Apple CarPlay. Go straight into here. I've already told the installation status that we're on the right hand drive, not a left hand drive, so we've got our menu, which is handy. It's driver preference, but you can change it yourself. iOS 13 gives you the new look, or the new skin or dashboard, and then you can go into Google Maps, and you've got state-of-the-art Google Earth navigation, which is quite cool. Spotify, let's just go back to the main menu, and if you use Waze, WhatsApp, I use TuneIn Radio because if you don't want to listen to FM or DAB and listen to an international station, then you've got that access as well. Okay, so CarPlay, Android Auto, really popular these days. Everybody wants it, but some people still don't want to have their phone plugged in because Alpine don't do wireless. It's wired as it is, but we have got fully factory built-in navigation, which for me I quite like because I don't like plugging my phone in all the time. Okay, so let's go back out of here. We've got navigation. Let's go back into there. With the nav, I think if you're used to a portable sat nav like TomTom, no brainer. It's a worldwide platform. It's easy to use. It's reliable, and that's the reason why Alpine have teamed up with it. Okay, so on the right hand side you will see a little search bar. On the left hand side you will see a shortcut to music, so you can do split screen if you wanted to. Again, to be fair, if you wanted that, that's up to you, but if you already selected your music or your radio station, then you can do that. So let's go full screen navigation. This is your little scroll bar here, which I quite like. It just shows you as your vehicle is getting towards its destination, which is quite cool. On the right hand side you can go in here and you can select your new route. You can go via a waypoint, and there's loads of other bits and pieces, but I'm not going to go in there and bore you to death. We're in the United Kingdom. We can enter a postcode like so. So let's do a quick one off the top of my head, and then let's see if we need a space. Yeah, need a space, otherwise it won't bring up the keyboard. And okay, fine. So we don't need to do a search, it's already scanning to see what's in there. Let's select this address here, and you can enter address, and then you can just select. Now if you press this menu at the top here, you can go back in, and if you are going via a different route, you can do this. And in the top here as well, you've got things like GPS information, using GPS and GLONASS, but we are inside our building. Okay, so what I was going to say, so there is another version of this particular model. So this is the INE-F for Foxtrot 904D. There's also the DC. So if you've got a coach-built motorhome or a larger vehicle, and you want to try and enter your width, your height and your length, then that's the one that you need. This is only a T6, so we don't need to worry about bits and pieces like that, but they do 2 variants of that as well. Okay, so just before we sign off, this is the new Halo 9 with navigation. We're advanced in car technologies, and if you've got a vehicle like this, or any vehicle to be fair, that you think something like this would be of benefit to you, get in touch with us, because the chances are that we can make it fit and work beautifully. Keep subscribing, keep watching our videos, and thank you very much.